Hello my dear friends, I am Professor Wayam Khan and this is the part 9 of our unit number 1 of subject automatic control system, and in this today's part we are going to solve another problem of the electrical analogy, or you can say the problem on analogous system. Okay, today we will discuss and we will solve one problem which is having two nodes. In last video we have solved one numerical one problem which was having a single node, and in today's video we'll solve it for two nodes. Okay, now before proceeding to that, I'll request you to subscribe to my channel, like this video and share this video. Let us start. Now all of you know the force voltage and force current analogy, but still I'll just highlight the few points. In force voltage analogy, the force is analogous with voltage, mass is analogous with inductance, damper that is your resistance, then spring is analogous with the reciprocal of capacitance, force is analogous with voltage, displacement is analogous with charge, and velocity, which is dx by dt, is analogous with your current, that is change in the charge with respect to time. Now in force current analogy, the mechanical system, if it is having force, then it is analogous with current, mass is analogous with capacitance, frictional coefficient B or simply damper B is analogous with the reciprocal of resistance 1 by R, spring constant K is analogous with reciprocal of inductance 1 by L, displacement is reciprocal with magnetic flux psi or phi, velocity is analogous with voltage. Now let us start the numerical. The figure here shows a mechanical system and we have to draw the mechanical network for this particular figure. Then we have to write the equation of performance, that is your force balanced equation, and then we have to write the force voltage and force current analogous networks. Okay, so first step in our drawing this mechanical network is to observe this figure. When you observe this figure, you come to know that there are two masses present here. So m1 is one mass and m2 is another mass, whereas f of t, that is your force, is applied to mass number 1. This mass number 1 is having displacement x1 and this mass number 2 is having displacement x2 because of the force f of t which is applied to m1 mass. Okay, now there is one damper, there is one spring K1 which is present between mass 1, or you can say which is present between x1 and the fixed support or rigid support, which is also called as reference. This damper is connected between x1 and reference, and then there is another spring K2 which is connected between mass 1 and mass 2, or you can say it is connected between x1 and x2. Okay, since there are two masses, so our first step says total number of nodes. Let us draw the equation, let us draw the mechanical network for this particular system. So step number 1 says total number of nodes is equal to total number of displacement, which is equal to total number of masses. Now here number of masses are 2, m1 and m2, therefore the total number of nodes will be 2 and the total number of displacement will be also 2. So here x1 is the first displacement, that is the displacement of m1, and x2 is the second displacement, that is the displacement of m2. Now for step number 2, now for mass, let us observe now masses. Now first mass m1 is connected between the reference node, or you can say it is having displacement x1. That's why whenever we are having any mass, so its displacement, it is assumed that this particular mass is connected between its displacement node, that is the x1 node, and reference node. So you can say m1 is connected to x1 and it is connected between x1 and reference node, whereas m2 is connected to x2, that means it is connected between x2 and the reference node. So first thing, in while drawing the network diagram, you have to draw two nodes x1 and x2. You have to draw an additional node, reference node, okay, and in between x1 and reference you have to connect mass 1, and in between x2 and reference you have to connect mass 2. Okay, now for spring, let us go to the second component. For spring for spring K1, so spring K1 is connected between x1 and reference. You can see here, this spring, one end is connected to x1 and another is connected to reference. So it means that spring K1 will be connected between x1 and the reference node. Similarly, K2 will be connected between the spring K2 is having one end connected to x2 and another end connected to x1. That means the spring K2 will be in between x1 and x2 node. So while drawing K1 in the network diagram, it will be connected between x1 node, that is the first node, and the reference node, whereas the spring K2 will be connected between x1 and x2 node. So this will be something different here. Now next one is the damper. There is only one damper and it is connected between x1 and reference node. Okay, so it will be connected between x1 and reference. Okay, so let us draw the diagram, draw the nodes and connect the elements. I have kept this diagram here for our reference. So first thing that we will draw is the reference node. सबसे पहले हम draw करेंगे reference node. Okay, then we will point out, we'll draw the x1 node and x2 node. So these are the two nodes here. Okay, so there is x1 displacement, so this one is x1 displacement, and there is x2 displacement, so this is the respective x2 node for the x2 displacement. Now first thing that we have to draw is masses. So first mass m1 is connected between x1 and reference, so I'll simply draw straight line and a box with name m1 to represent the mass 1 in between x1 and reference. Similarly, I'll draw a straight line and a box m2 to represent mass m2. Okay, so these are the two masses. Okay, then there is two springs K1 and K2. Now before going to this K2 spring, we'll complete this part, this portion of the diagram. So there is K1 spring present between x1 and reference. So I have to draw a line from here. Okay, and this line will be having the spring connected to it, and this after connecting to it this line, that second end of the spring will be connected to the reference. Similarly, we'll do for the damper. Okay, now I am drawing this line is slightly inclined. I am not drawing it completely horizontal because what I have seen in diagram is that a spring K2 is connected between x1 and x2. So this is x2, this is x1. So I have to connect x1 and x2 for showing this spring K2 here. Okay, and if I put the same components on that horizontal line here, that will mean that the rest of the components are also connected between x1, x2 and reference. Okay, so that's why I do not want to make any mistake here. That's why I am drawing these two components slightly inclined to the original x1. Okay, so this is your spring K1. with a horizontal line. Okay, now since all the components are connected here, there is only the input remaining to be connected here, and that input is f of t, or simply force, which is applied to mass m1, and this force will be connected between x1 node and the reference node. So I'll use this force or this symbol for input. I'll connect it between x1 and reference. So it is connected to this reference. You can use inclined line as well. Okay, you can draw inclined line directly to this. Okay, and you can put f here also. It is also possible to draw like this. Okay, you can also put these components k1 and b1 on the left hand side of this m1, but it is to be remembered that it has to be kept like this. Okay, so that it does not, the grammar of this diagram does not get changed. Okay, whenever I am saying grammar, that means the meaning of the diagram should not get changed. Okay, so this is the diagram that represents the physical system into the mechanical network, and with the help of this network we'll write the equations. Now the equations will be written in two different ways, because there is one force applied here, but there are two nodes, x1 node and x2 node. So this will write the equations first about the x1 node. Whenever I am saying about, that means I'll be writing the equation with respect to x1, and then I'll write the equation with respect to x2. So if I observe x1 node, so x1 node is having three components, that is m1, k1 and b1. Okay, which is directly connected to it and reference node, and is having a input force F. So our incoming force here is force F, and this force will be opposed by the mass, by the spring and by the damper. So your force equation will be F equals to Fm1 Fk1 B Fb1. Okay, and for node here it will be simply K2 and M2. So the incoming force here, it will get it will be equal to the force Fm2 minus Fk2 equals to 0, hence the Fk2 will be equal to Fm2. So these two forces will be equal and opposite. Okay, and then we'll write the force equation for the respective components. So at node x1, the force, total force F is equals to Fm1 Fk1 plus Fb, or you can say Fb1 plus Fk2, because it is also connected to this, Fk2 is also connected to this reference node, and hence as all of you know, the transfer function for the mass, spring and damper is like this. So this will be represented by m1 d2x1 by dt square. For spring it is k1 x1, for damper it is b1 dx1 by dt. Okay, and for k2, since k2 is connected between x1 and x2, so the x value of capital X will be equal to x1 minus x2. So you will write k2 in bracket x1 minus x2. Okay, this is simple, and we just have to apply Laplace transform to it and we'll get the respective values. So since this is second derivative, so we'll get s square x1s multiplied by m1. Similarly, this is a no derivative, so it will be k1 x1 s only. So this is first derivative, so it will be s b1 x1 s, and this will also be k2 x1 of s minus x2 of s. So this is your first equation at node x1. At node x2, the system will be equal to Fm2, which is equals to Fk2. This will be the forces, the incoming force and outgoing force will be equal and opposite. So therefore Fk2 will be equal to Fm2. Since there is no direct input of force present here, So we'll only consider the forces created by the your components. Since this force is connected to this x1 node, m1, k1, b1, as well as it is connected to k2, but here there is no force connected to m2, so that's why this incoming force will be equal and opposite to this outgoing force, or you can say resistive force applied by mass m2. So that's why fk2 will be equal to fm2. So the equation is like this: m2 d2x2 by dt square is equals to k2 into x1 minus x2, and if you apply Laplace you get this specific equation, that is s square m2 x2 of s is equals to k2 x1 of s minus x2 of s. So this is about the equations. So we have got the equations. Now we have to, this is the force equation that we have got. Now we have to write, or we have to draw the diagram or analogous diagram of force current analogy. So we have to use force current analogy, and we have to draw the diagram using the electrical components. Okay, now we'll simply change the components of mechanical system with electrical system. And in force current analogy, force is analogous with current, mass is analogous with capacitance, frictional coefficient is analogous with 1 by r, spring is analogous with 1 by l, displacement analogous with flux, velocity analogous with voltage. Okay, now let us consider first, the equations. The equation that we have obtained is f of s square m1 x1 of s plus k1 x1 of s plus s b1 x1 of x plus k2 x1 of s minus x2 of s, and the respective values in this equation will be replaced with its analogous value in force current analogy. And mass is analogous with capacitance, hence it is replaced with c. The displacement x is analogous with magnetic flux phi, so it is replaced with phi. K, spring constant, is analogous with reciprocal of inductance, hence 1 by l. Damper is analogous with 1 by r, hence it is replaced by 1 by r, and we'll do it similarly for the remaining terms. So you get this equation which is in green color. Now if you put V of s, that is voltage of s, is equals to s phi of s, that is s into charge of s, so sorry, magnetic flux of s, you will get the equation reduced to I of s. This particular equation will get in terms of current and the remaining things. So I of s is equals to s c1 v1 of s plus 1 by s L1 v1 of s, since here the phi of s into s is replaced by v of s, but here no s is multiplied here, so that's why we'll put it in denominator. So 1 by L multiplied by s into v1 of s, and the remaining terms will be replaced in the similar way. Say this is equation number 3. This is force current analogous equation for equation number 1. Okay, now let us do it for equation number 2. So if you put similarly the similar values of mass with mass, displacement, spring constant, and your resistance into this equation, you will get this equation. And if you put V of s is equals to s phi of s, then you will get the another equation which is equals to s c2 v2 of s, which is equals to 1 by s L2 into v1 of s minus v2 of s. So this is equation number 4. This is force current analogous equation for equation number 2. So 1 is analogous with equation number 3, 2 is analogous with equation number 4. Okay, now let us draw the circuit that will replace the elements from its analogous value. Capacitance 1 will be replaced by, sorry, mass 1 will be replaced by capacitance, M2 will be replaced by C2. Will get replaced by inductance, x1 charge will get replaced by, sorry, x1 displacement will get replaced by charge, k will get replaced by 1 by capacitance, b, that is your damper, will get replaced by resistance. So you have to just replace the quantities with the force voltage analogy quantities and put I of s is equals to s q of s. You will get the reduced equation, or you can say you will get the analogous equation. So now equation number 1 is analogous with equation number 5 in force voltage analogy. Okay. Similarly, consider equation number 2. So this will also get replaced by L, this will get replaced by Q, this will get replaced by 1 by C, and if you put I of s is equals to SQ of s, you will get the analogous equation for equation number 2. Okay. So let us now draw the analogous circuit for this diagram. So C is analogous with 1 by K, C2 is analogous with 1 by K2. Okay. So mass is analogous with inductance, mass 2 is analogous with inductance, damper is analogous with resistance, force is analogous with voltage. Now if you see, if you consider equation number 5, now you have to pay attention here because this is a different diagram. Now you will see that current I is multiplied with inductance, that means I is multiplied by L here, that means current is flowing through L1. It is similarly flowing through capacitance once because it is multiplied to this one. Then again current is multiplied to resistance, that means it is also flowing through R1, as well as I1 and I2 is flowing through C2. So that means my I1, sorry, my inductance 1, my capacitance 1 and my resistance 1, because they are having I common, they are in series because this is force voltage analogy, and hence I1 is flowing through C1, R1 and L1, hence they are in series. Similarly, I1 and I2 is flowing through C2, that means C2 is a common point for both I1 current and I2 current, and hence both current will flow through C2 capacitance. And if I see the equation number 2, equation number 6, you will come to know that I2 is flowing through only L2. Okay, hence from above conclusions we draw the circuit. So this will be your circuit diagram for force voltage analogy. Here force is analogous with voltage, so there is voltage difference, so hence there will be current I1. So this will be the part where I1 current will flow, and this will be the part where I2 current will flow after coming from this node 2. So this is your node 1 and this is your node 2. Okay, since L1, C1, R1 are in series, so I have put them in a series network. So L1, C1 and R1. Okay, so I1 current will flow through these three components. Here the node 2 is present and capacitance 2 is representing mass 2. So therefore it is connected to this X2 node, and L2 is having your current I as well as your current I1 as well as current I2 flowing through it. So this is the network diagram for your system. Okay, so here I2 is flowing through C2 as well as L2. Okay, so it is all about how to draw the network, how to draw analogous networks in force voltage and force current analog. So this is all about the problems. I'll share more numericals with you, and till then please stay safe, stay at home and keep learning.